Fire Chief, Caledonia.
And yours?
Marv Rapp, Life EMS Supervisor.
Can you spell your name for me?
RAA.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We're listening in on a press conference about to get underway in Caledonia about that hazmat situation down at Broadmoor. Let's listen in.
Probably somewhere around 9:45 here for some employees with respiratory issues. The first crews here realized that they had more than 3. So I called for additional help. When we got here, we realized they had 63 employees in the building. We set up a treatment and triage area, got everyone through there, transported 13. There were 2 priority 1s, 3 priority 2s, and 8 more priority 3s. The priority 1s are probably more just serious condition and probably will be upgraded from there. So again, the hazmat team's inside. We're at this time not sure what we're dealing with yet chemical-wise. So we're just continuing to monitor that. And again, everyone so far that needed transport has been transported off-site. The other employees have been taken to a building just to the north of here, and they're all inside where we can basically keep an eye on them and monitor their situation.
Any other buildings in the area have been evacuated?
No other buildings in vicinity right now need to be evacuated.
Non-life-threatening injuries?
Non-life-threatening at this time, would you believe so?
There were 2 that were transported. This point in time is unknown.
Unknown for, I thought
Correct.
serious was.
They were transported serious just due to the respiratory distress in nature at the scene. And
Listening into a press conference underway, trying to find out what happened tonight at a
What about the other 11?
facility in Caledonia where 13 people had to be taken to the hospital after some sort of chemical leak. Hazmat was called down. They were suffering from respiratory problems. 2 people in serious condition, others taken to the hospital. The 63 were evaluated, though, on scene.
The name of the facility down there at M6 and Broadmoor is Aspen Surgical. It's unclear what that hazardous substance is. Authorities saying that priority 1, 2, and 3 have been taken to the hospital for evaluation, the worst being in serious condition. We have a crew on the scene. We're getting the information as it comes in.
So we're just going to try to eliminate. I don't know what they're looking for. They took the MSD sheets from here, from the plant, and they're just going to start to go through those chemicals and eliminate those possibilities.
So we're listening to further details now at this press conference.
It sounds like they're not sure exactly what that chemical might have been, other than it was causing respiratory problems with some of the workers at that facility.
Again, it's not affecting anyone outside of Aspen Surgical, and as mentioned, 63 others they found 63 people in that plant when they got there. Those people have been treated and released.
Tom?
Yes, Brian and Sue, again, we are hearing now 13 people have been taken to the hospital, but again, none of those injuries are believed to be life-threatening. We just got done talking with the fire chief from Caledonia. He says right now the hazmat team is inside this Aspen Surgical building, and right now they really don't know what they're looking for, but they're testing the air really to see if they can find anything. He said the first time that they were in that building and they ran tests, it came back negative. They didn't find anything, but again, the majority of the patients have been complaining of respiratory issues. Again, 13 in all taken to the hospital, not believed to have life-threatening injuries. 2 people, again, were taken with that priority 1 status at the time. They believe them to be in serious, not critical condition. 63 people in all have been triaged on site, so that means that they were evaluated here. Hazmat team, again, still on scene, working to go through that building. We know that none of the other buildings in this area have been evacuated. There's no concern for any of the outside surrounding areas, so everything is basically contained to that Aspen Surgical building. They make medical equipment in there, so they work with a number of different chemicals, but again, at this time, they're not exactly sure what has caused this. They were called to this area. Again, we're on South Belt Drive here, right off 68th Street, around 9:45 tonight. So that team is inside working to clear that building. But again, 13 taken to the hospital, number of different levels of priority there, non-life-threatening injuries, 63 in all triaged here on scene, but no one with life-threatening injuries, Brian and Sue.
Tom, when was the original call put out? When did crews start showing up there, and what was the problem as described to them at first?
Well, it was around 9:45 that those first crews were called out to the scene, and it was, again, people having those respiratory problems breathing, but no one was passed out when they got here. Everyone was alert and conscious when teams arrived on scene. That's when they started treating people, sending them off to the hospitals. Again, all of them have gone to Butterworth Hospital in downtown Grand Rapids with that range of priority levels, but the non-life-threatening injuries, but you can still see there are several ambulances still here on scene. There are still a very large fire presence here, but there's not a concern for any of the surrounding buildings. And again, we were talking, this is a very industrial area. This is not a residential area, so there's not a concern for anybody living in this area.
Tom, it sounds like the authorities there are really trying to figure out what they're dealing with at this point.
Yes, that's exactly right, Sue. They don't know exactly what it is that they are specifically looking for. As I said, the first team in there did not come back definitively saying that they had found something specific. But again, that hazmat team is inside Aspen Surgical again, testing the air, really working to figure out what exactly has caused all these people to have these respiratory problems.
All right, 24-hour News 8's Tom Hillen on the scene tonight. It sounds like everything went as planned as far as the rescue personnel coming out there, setting up that triage unit. 63 people were working that night shift tonight. They were all screened, 13 again taken to the hospital, but as the chief was explaining there, only 2 of them appear to be in serious condition, and they were conscious and alert while they went into the hospital.
We will continue to track this for you. We do have crews out on the scene. We will stay with it. We will bring you updates as warranted. Make sure and stay with 24-hour News 8 for that. Thank you for joining us.